Okay, so we're back for week one, 1302. What you guys are going to be doing is really two assignments for me this week. The first one is the pyramid assignment that I just went over. You should be completed with that, and now you're kind of looking at, okay, what do I do next? Um, and then what I'm going to ask you to do, and here's a little tip: if you are looking at your Canvas account, you'll notice like when I call up the videos, they're not appearing in a screen for you. So what you're going to have to do is click on this at the top, and when you do that, the video will pop up in YouTube for you. Um, so that's just kind of a quick little trick to try to be mindful, because I am going to put a lot of videos out, so you're going to have to kind of know how to access them. So what we're going to do now, our next thing is this Cool Hand Luke shot breakdown. And then you'll see the assignment kind of listed here, and you can click on that. Um, and then let's take a look. I think I have it right here. If it loads, I have too many tabs open. There it is. Okay, so what this assignment is asking you to do is go back into your film and select a significant scene that you should have already done to focus on. And the work we're going to do with the film from here on out is really just going to involve that one scene. Uh, so what I want you to do is in that scene, I want you to pick a particular shot or scene. And you can either screenshot this, you can go to the IMDb, you can go to Google image search, and you can find a copy of just the shot or the frame that you want to work with. And what we're going to be doing is kind of like deconstructing that shot and talking about why this particular um, piece of film or this particular shot or frame is important to the entire context of the film or the entire context of understanding the character. So the directions are kind of laid out. You kind of in a slide by slide, you get a nice little graphic of what the three slides will look like. And then I'm going to show you kind of an example that we set up here, just so you're aware. So this is my slide number one. And you'll see I'm dealing with the film Cool Hand Luke, and I'm making an assertion in my analysis that this reminded me very much of a very iconic image of Christ on the cross. And if you know the film at all, you'll know that there's really some strong connections there between Luke as some kind of savior for the people that are kind of looking for something from him. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with my shot, and I'm going to have four different areas on this first slide. And the four areas will be connecting. There'll be things that I'll be talking about of how this image is important for the rest of the film. So I do that when you get to slide number two. Slide number two is just a text slide. You'll see in the slide, I'm explaining what I see happening in that shot and why it's important, how I'm connecting it. I also, you'll see in bold here, I've practiced using one of those cumulative sentences, which you tried on your last exercise. Does not have to be the same sentence. I want you to maybe try something new. But this slide is about taking me through what I'm seeing. And then I'll take the highlights from this, okay, and I will paste them in short form on this final slide, which is basically a graphic description of what I had in the text. So you'll see some explanation for the images. I like working with Google Slides because it allows me to insert graphics, things like arrows, boxes, to really make things stand out. One thing you want to try to do in your slide is make sure that you have good contrast so the wording doesn't get lost in sometimes the color in the background of the film. So if you're having trouble with this, just contact me and I'll show you how to work with it. You're going to download this as a PDF file rather than as a Google slideshow. And if you do that, you're just going to go to your slides and you're going to, I'm keeping an eye on the time, you can go to your slides, okay, and I'm going to go to download as a PDF file. And when I do that, I can share the PDF file and it should have all three slides on it. So it's going to look just like I showed you here, these three slides in this format. All right. We'll see you next time. Have a good week. Again, contact me if you need to through email or Remind, and stay in touch.